from World of Concrete 2019. With me now is Kevin Coleman, who's a rep with Caterpillar. We're going to be talking about compact track loaders and all that good stuff. Skid steers.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Great to be here another year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we are.
That's right.
Another year. Cold outside. We're glad we're inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Cold for Vegas, but we got a lot of nice hot products inside, if you want to call them that.
Yeah. What'd you bring to the booth?
We've got a wheeled machine, so a rubber tire skid steer, and we've got one of our compact track loaders or rubber track machines in our booth that customers can come by and check out. You know, there's a need for each of those depending on what your application is.
Right.
So, you know, we want them to come by and talk to us and, you know, let us help them make the correct decision for their job. I mean, a lot of things that customers are looking for and what they're talking to us about are, you know, you're doing a lot of the concrete work. A lot of times that involves milling, maybe brooming some of the material.
Sure.
You're working around materials flying in the air. So a sealed and pressurized cab is something that customers are really interested in.
That's got to be important now. Today's,
absolutely,
particularly with today's environment, right?
Absolutely.
And we're talking about all those comforts of home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, you know, they want that sealed and pressurized cab. They want it to be quiet. They want it to be comfortable. So we can show them here at the show, or you can check out online in some of our YouTube videos where we talk about the sealed and pressurized cab. It's a one-piece unit. We can show you that, like I said, here at the show. That gives you that sealed environment, so you get that for the life of the tractor. You don't have to worry about foam and gaskets between sections of the upper portion and the lower portion. To seal that, you got a nice air ride seat that has heat in it. We talked about it being cold outside today, but for those cooler days, you can get heat in that seat. It's air suspension, so you've got a little bit of flex in it, gives you a nice comfortable ride, and then it's quiet because of that cab design as well. So a lot of customers value that. You're looking at some other things like visibility, which is very important in these concrete type jobs. You're using maybe something like our box blade we have on our machines there that you can also come check out for some of that flat work and doing larger pads and so forth. But even if you're using a bucket, you got to be able to see what you're doing on the job site.
Yeah.
So, you know,
line of sight's very key.
Tires, tracks, bucket corners, even to the back of the machine. We have our what we call our more advanced display that has the rear view camera with it. That's now standard on most of our models now, so the camera and the display are standard on most of our models. It gives the capability for things like adjustments for the way the machine performs, whenever you're raising and lowering the arms or messing, you know, dumping, tilting the bucket. And if you're driving the machine, you have adjustments for how the machine reacts as well. You've also got creep control, so if you're brooming, you know, that's another function you do when you're doing some of this concrete work. If you're using a broom, you want a lot of rotation for your broom, so you need a lot of RPM, but you don't need a lot of tractor ground speed.
Right,
so
right.
when the machine is moving, you want to be able to comfortably creep along, and so the creep control allows you to do that very comfortably. So you get a lot of that with this standard rear view camera and display. You also get the creep control and those adjustments and things like that. Also allows you to adjust languages. If you got operators of multiple languages, preferences for that are in there as well. So a lot of different things to talk about, a lot of different things to see when you come by and see us at the booth, or like I said earlier, you check us out on YouTube.
One thing I wanted to ask you, and I don't mean to throw you a curveball at all, but do you find that customers or contractors now today are looking to put in more of the comfort levels on their machines to attract the new young operators? Well,
that's a great question. That's a really good question. I think it's not only to attract new operators, but I think what we've heard from, well, I shouldn't say I think, what we've heard from our customers is that they're always looking for good quality operators.
Right.
And good quality operators aren't necessarily the young ones, they could be some of the more experienced ones too, but what they want is they want good equipment, they want newer equipment, and they want comfortable equipment, right? Something that's easy to use, something that's comfortable to be in on a daily basis. I can see, I feel comfortable, I got good air conditioning, I got heat, maybe have a radio, depends on the preference of the owner with that regard, but they're looking for those things. And then to that point with the operators, there's always not that higher level of experience. So what our machines allow them to do is use those adjustments we talked about in order to tailor to the operator skill level, their preference, the task that they may be doing, and even the tool that's on the front of the machine. So that's what some of those parameters you have in that advanced display do allow you to do to attract those guys, start, getting that experience level and build that proficiency so they can have that machine work faster and smarter for them.
And then cross-train them against other machines.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of parallels between our machines and our new next generation excavators as well.
Right, excellent.
Which the excavators and skid steers, they're very closely tied on a lot of job sites. There's both of those, and so there's a lot of parallels to be drawn there.
Good message.
Yeah.
That's a good message. Yep, very interesting. Well, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for having me again. It's always great to see you.
It's good, good, good. Kevin Coleman with Caterpillar, skid steers and loaders and all that good stuff. For World of Concrete 2019.